Ever woken up after a scary discovery, learning about consciousness, and try to figure out what to do next? How to how to make sense of behavior, thinking, thought, and doing in psychology. Helping people and folks like me do so good in the world, we don't even have to worry about being great, because good gets you far and makes you so well trained. There's almost this inevitable crash where I think the body and the brain flat out just go, and a person gets forced to make a decision to take a train, to take a flight, and get out of what I'm describing here in Seattle, Washington, and probably in other states too. I'm sure California and Oregon and plenty of other places where they like to have control. And in their system of medicine, I would need to go get treated today medicinally. I'd need to sit down with a psychiatrist and go over my emotions and how I'm feeling, and probably take some medicine to make me feel better. And then go back to where I am now at home and get more behaviorally better. Oh, so my face doesn't do this and my face does this and starts to look like someone who's smart and intelligent and brilliant and genius. Can't you tell with my glasses? And then there's the better choice. Allowing the brain some extra time, going slower. Making sure there's not some sort of irritant. For me, my head was starting to scratch. I was getting itchy from long hair and the grossness that gets stuck on there when you get nasty hair. For me at least. And then also I was needing to vacuum. There was just some dust and dirt building up, and got those done, got the food done. And now I have a clear mind. My brain's been fine. Had my coffee I ran out of because I drank so much of it. But behaviorally, in this psychological system in place right now, I'm in trouble. My behavior right now is getting too erratic. Mostly because behavior is not thinking and thought. Behavior is training thinking and thought to control the body. But a brain with memory knows there's more in the refrigerator and there's only 4 minutes past on this clock, so I have the freedom to get up and go get some more. Now, An important point of reference, I think, has to do with what behavior really has to offer. With the exceptions aside, not out of disrespect or rudeness, but certain folks and people, they just have done too much damage to their brains and bodies with drugs. And then there's also the kinds of people who have real problems thinking and doing and living in the world. Like my mom's friend's little boy. His name's JJ. He's partially retarded and needs care, needs assistance, and once in a while will get violent. He's in a wheelchair and has to be helped behaviorally so there's not damage caused to someone else. So with these examples and these folks and people out of the discussion, there's behavior. And what's important to figure out is what benefit does behavior have to do with people being healthy? What does behavior solve? The easiest example would be violence. For a person who's driven towards hurting other people. So you behaviorally rehabilitate, modify. And then they're like a suit and tie wearing businessman or woman or gender neutral human. They still have the same chemicals. They still have the same brain. They have the same body, with a mind controlling their behavior. Making it sound like the mind has an infinite capacity to work and restrict and control. I think and I stretch my brain and I try to drink 4 pounds of coffee and I still can't reach a good conclusion. And I think that should be enough for anyone to have an indication there's time being wasted. There's not necessarily no benefit with behavior. With brain, body, mind, learning to keep a clean home, learning to take care of appearance, learning to dress nice, learning to treat other people behaviorally with respect has a lot of benefit. There's less negativity. There's more freedom, less disagreement, and there's more folks and more people having more time to accomplish their goals and their purpose and their tasks. In this example of community house mental health, although a behavioral example with psychology, hypothetically and theoretically, with brain, body, and mind included, gives people room to move around. And allows a person to get home safely. Not to a room in a house with behavioral checklists to get there now. But to go check the mail and not have to make eye contact with the cigarette-smoking woman who's friends with the 200-pound woman, who's friends with the fat and strange landlord. There gets to be rudeness. Getting into what I'm talking about on this video too extensively. These people and these folks and these professionals and these psychologists and these college graduates and these geniuses and these brilliant thinking mental champions have made a system with processes requiring a person like me or a person whoever to either be in a simulation that these folks and these people have in place for health and wellness, or learn with intensity and tenacity and grit to leave their world. And there's a system because what they're doing behaviorally accomplishes the goal. A person either stays or they got to follow the rules and get out. And should they not follow the rules and want to get out, they will be back where they started, most likely. There's so little to get excited about. There's so tiny of a hope. And so much opportunity for depression and sadness and confusion and misdirection. The whole endeavor feels like going into outer space with no spacesuit. Locked in a spaceship and being at the mercy of the technology. To keep the air flowing, and to keep the doors closed.